This is Representative Davids of Kansas for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you for your time today, Administrator Dixon. First, I'll just say I continue to keep the families of the folks who lost loved ones in the 737 MAX tragedies. And then I'm going to focus my questions on the FAA implementation of the 2020 aircraft certification bill that we're talking about here today. So when Boeing discovered the angle of attack disagree alert was inoperable on more than 80% of the 737 MAX aircraft, Boeing decided three things. One, to wait nearly 3 years to fix the problem when it would have been less expensive to do so. Two, to notify the FAA, to not notify the FAA that the alert wasn't working. It didn't notify its MAX customers or MAX pilots. And then three, which I think is even worse, it just kept building and selling more planes with the same defect. Boeing didn't ultimately divulge the problem until after the Lion Air crash. Boeing tried to defend its actions, claiming the faulty alert wasn't a safety issue. However, FAA's then acting administrator, Dan Elwell, told our committee in 2019 that the alert was required to be installed and functional on all MAX airplanes because it was part of the plane's certified type design. So, Mr. Dixon, I think it's clear that I find Boeing's handling of this matter pretty concerning. So I want to ask you about what the FAA has done to address this and to discourage Boeing or any other manufacturers from acting similarly in the future. I know you have noted the reset of the relationship that FAA has with Boeing specifically, and you've noted the things like the limited delegated authority. But I'm curious what specifically, what enforcement action, if any, has the FAA taken against Boeing for its defiance of the FAA's type design requirement and concealing the inoperability of the AOA disagree alert?
Well, thank you for the question. And I think it's important to understand, again, that one of the first things I did when I got to the agency was to make clear the arm's length relationship and the regulatory relationship and oversight that we have with Boeing. So that's where I would start. And not only Boeing, but all the entities that we regulate, whether it's manufacturing, airlines, or otherwise. One of the important principles here is that we don't want any single points of failure. And what you're describing is a single point of failure. And we need to have layers of protection. We need to have more transparency. We need to have better coordination and collaboration among FAA offices. So there were things inside the agency and also the relationship between the agency and Boeing that we are addressing and that we have addressed over the last couple of years. As an example of that, in 2020, we accepted Boeing's voluntary safety management system program. And again, the rulemaking on SMS for manufacturers is not complete, but this program comports with the national standards on safety management systems and also ICAO standards as well. And we do regular performance reviews. And this mechanism brings forward information and data from Boeing. So they're in a position where instead of concealing things, I put information to the FAA.
I want to clarify my question. I was asking what enforcement action has been taken versus, acceptance of the safety protocols. I think that that's a good thing, but I'm curious how we're going to make sure that Boeing or other manufacturers don't engage in concealment of things like inoperability in the future.
Well, we took enforcement action against Boeing, one of the largest civil penalties we've ever levied against a company. And so that was part of it. But overall, again, the type of thing that you're describing now cannot happen because we have taken those single vulnerabilities out of the system, and we will continue to work to find them and ferret them out. We're also, we've increased our oversight and the involvement of our engineering team out on the production floor. We typically have had inspectors out there. We still do. We've increased our engineering staff presence, and we are seeing differences in behavior where we've seen Boeing actually stop production when it come up. So again, this is something we need to stay.
Thank you, Administrator, and I yield back, Chairman.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Representative Van Dyne of Texas for 5 minutes.